AM 1460 WXBR, Peter Czymbor and Mike Paiva here with you on a Friday morning. Joining us on the telephone right now is a man who this weekend will be inducted into the WWE Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame on WrestleMania weekend. He is a two-time WWF champion and one of the longest-reigning champions in pro wrestling history, Mr. Bob Backlund. Bob, thank you so much for joining us this morning. How honored are you to be going into this prestigious organization's Hall of Fame?
Well, I've had a lot of things happen in my life that were very positive, and I'm about as excited about this as I could ever be, especially at this time in my life. And the things that have been happening have been so exciting and so invigorating that it feels like you're on the top of the world.
Bob, it almost seems a little bit ridiculous that you're not in the Hall of Fame just yet, considering all your accolades within the pro wrestling world. There's a story that has circulated online that you've been asked to participate in the WWE Hall of Fame in the past, but you declined because you felt that you still had more left in you to contribute as a pro wrestler. Is that true, and do you still intend on wrestling even post-Hall of Fame?
That's very, very true. I would love to be in the ring again, but it's not going to be a decision that's made by me. It's going to be a decision that's made by the fans. If the fans want me in the ring, I will be there. The WWE is going to make that decision based on their reaction.
Mr. Backlund, thank you very much for joining us on the program this morning. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, your inductor will be Maria Menounos. How did that come about, sir?
Well, I've known her since she was about 18 years old. She was in a beauty contest, a pageant in Massachusetts when she was in high school, and I was there. And we've known each other ever since, and we've been pretty good friends, and I'm honored that she's taken the time out to induct me into the Hall of Fame.
She was actually spotted at a WWE event in the front row wearing a Bob Backlund t-shirt recently.
Yes.
And she's also someone who helped you in your run for Congress in Connecticut in the early 2000s. Do you have any further political aspirations, and what was her involvement in your bid for Congress in the year 2000?
Well, she just helped in the campaign, but yeah, I ran for Congress in 2000, and it was very, very interesting. I had a lot of fun doing it, but I probably would not do that again. It took a lot of time, and I just made a decision that I probably wouldn't run again. I just did it that one time.
Bob, you have a lot of ventures outside of the world of pro wrestling. Tell us about Backlund Energy. It's a company that is out of your home base in Connecticut, where you actually own a gas and oil delivery company. Do I have that correct?
It's a home heating oil. It's Backlund Energy is a home heating oil, and Backlund Energy has an exercise product now. It's called the Gym in a Box, and there's a website, backlundenergy.com. And I do demonstrations with it. I've been using the Gym in a Box for 30 years, and I really believe in it as far as health, and I believe in it for the long run of life. I'm 63 years old now, and I have more energy than the building I'm in right now, and there's all the top athletic people in Minnesota here, and they all know it. I just think it's a great thing. It won't damage your knees or elbows or hips, and you can, it's a wonderful exercise, both of the exercises that are involved.
Mr. Backlund, here's what I love about Gym in a Box, is the simplicity of it. Can you explain to our listeners what Gym in a Box consists of?
Well, back in the 80s, I was running a lot, and I was having a lot of knee problems. I was 230 pounds, and when you're 230 pounds, you don't run like a deer. And I was trying to figure out some way I could find something where it would be just as good or better than as far as conditioning without the knee injuries. I found the step test, and I had a guy make a box that folds up, and you could put it in a suitcase, and then you can unfold it, whether you're in Japan in a motel or Los Angeles or New York City. You could take it out, put it up, unfold it, and do the step test on it for an hour, and that's what I used to do. And then I had the wheel attached to it, which is just a wheel with a handle. I'd roll the wheel out and roll it back in the motel for probably 400 reps each day. And that was my conditioning, that was my strength program, and that was my base as far as my workouts.
So this wasn't just a product which you simply invented for profiting. This is actually something that came about organically in the mid-'80s that you've been using throughout the years, and now we're deciding to go public with and sell.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't dream something up or set up a bunch of exercises and put them together overnight and just want to put it out in the market and push it heavy and get everybody to buy it. I believe in this. I've used it for 30 years, and I just think it's good for people. And I'm 63, and I'm going to do this every day of my life, and I hope I can do it the day before I pass away, because then I know how to live a good life. I didn't sit in a motel or a room with a doctor checking me out and giving me pills all the time. I don't want that to happen in my life.
Once again, we're chatting with WWE Hall of Fame inductee this weekend, Bob Backlund, joining us here on the AM 1460 WXBR Metro South Morning Show. Outside of your current entrepreneurial ventures, Bob, we want to encourage the folks to check out BacklundEnergy.com, where they can get more information about this Gym in a Box exercise program you have going. Let's talk about some old stories circulating from your pro wrestling days. Here's kind of a legend about the end of your initial WWF Championship run in the early 80s. You lost the title to the Iron Sheik, who then lost the title 3 weeks later to Hulk Hogan, which began a very profitable and popular era in the world of professional wrestling. There is a rumor that is circulated mostly throughout the internet that you dropped the title to the Iron Sheik because you did not want to lose to Hulk Hogan, as he did not have any legitimate amateur wrestling credentials. Is there any truth to that story?
Not really. It's very, I was never asked to, be defeated by Hulk Hogan. That was never said to me. I never said, okay, I won't do that. The story's a lot different. I'm telling that story because it's a long, drawn-out thing. It's not just, it didn't happen overnight. I have a book that's going to be coming out probably in a year, and the details of that will be in the book.
We'll save the juicy stuff for the book when it comes out in about a year or so. In between your two championship runs in wrestling, there was almost a decade where you were out of the picture and not a part of then WWF, now WWE. You did come back in the early 90s for your second championship run. Why was there such a long break in between the two eras in which most people define your career with?
That question you'd probably have to ask more people than just me, because I loved the business. I enjoyed it a lot, and I'm assuming that I maybe wasn't welcome.
Well, we'd love to follow up on that sometime, Bob. I know you have to run right now, but we look forward to having you on the program once again. I believe you're going to come in studio in May, so we look forward to seeing you then.
Mr. Backlund, we appreciate you joining us on the program this morning. Please head over to BacklundEnergy.com, and of course, check out as Mr. Backlund will be inducted into the Hall of Fame this coming Saturday. Mr. Backlund, thank you very much for joining us on the program. We hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, next time, let's do it live.
Yes.
We'll do it in studio, Bob. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
We're going to do it live with Bob Backlund soon in studio.
Bob Backlund will be in studio this May.
I'm loving that. Thank you very much to Mr. Bob Backlund for joining us on the program. We'll be looking forward to having him back in studio sometime very soon. The Metro South Morning Show continues right after this.